Right, I'm back. It's been a while since my last video diary entry for ScriptBot. My intention was to create a video a few weeks ago, but I decided to push through, commit a few random acts of genius, and create an alpha version of ScriptBot Web. The model or database diagram I will be using for this demonstration is for a stock control system for a small chain of shops. The diagram has been split into three sections: products, orders, and the business. As you can see, products contains a product table, a brand, a category, and also the amount of stock for that particular product. A customer would come in, make an order. So here is a very rudimentary order table with a customer ID there, which goes back to a user, which is of course the customer / member of staff, because a member of staff could buy product from the store. And also a customer could end up becoming an employee at some point. The order would consist of a number of records, so they can come in and buy a number of items, and a quantity of items, so they might buy 2 memory sticks, for example. And also you can offer discount here. Going down to the business looks very human resources, but I thought I'd just put it under business because I've got a log table here which will be used by the web version of the solution, but not the desktop version of the solution. But I'm sharing this database diagram between the web version and the desktop version of the application which I'm going to generate. We have a user table. The user table, as I said before, could be for a customer or a user, so it's shared. There are certain fields here which will be only used by the web version of the solution which will be generated, such as password, but the desktop application, which is a standalone application, you won't need to sign in. Then we have user roles and roles, so a particular user can have multiple roles. And also I've got an employment period as well, so someone who could be employed for 6 months and then leave and then they come back again, so you'd have an employment period here. And then I have a messaging system. This is again used by the website which will be generated but not the desktop application. Over to the right you can see that there is a store here, so we've got rudimentary store details. Of course, a commercial version of this application would have more tables, more fields, and so on and so forth. All right, let's just close this. So I have two instances of ScriptBot. The left is set to create a Windows desktop application, and the right will create a web application. The selected templates are different, but the diagrams are the same. There are less bookmarks on the desktop application, as it's a simpler solution. The web application requires authentication and authorization tables as well as an admin user sign-in. Let's run them together. An output window pops up to give feedback from ScriptBot. ScriptBot will complete the processing before the output window displays all the data. So I'll just save this one. And I'll save the web one. As you can see from the feedback, the web application requires more parts and generates more code. So I'll just go over to the source code. The source code is downloaded as 2 zip files, and as you can see they're ISO dated. I'll just extract them both. Okay, so this is the desktop application. I'll open this one first. Oh, I'll just move that over. Desktop application. Visual Studio opens. And of course I have this trust message because it's coming from an unusual location, so that's quite normal. And I'll run the application. Still building the application down there. So fingers crossed. It worked fine during rehearsals. There you go. We have a desktop application. And I've added some extra features for this desktop application. You have day mode and night mode, and you can zoom in and out. Everything will scale and so on and so forth. Now, as a developer, you would modify this user interface. This is giving you kind of like a basic interface of summary detail for each one of the tables in the diagram. All right, let's just close that. Minimize that. And this is the web application. And as I said, this one's a bit more involved, so it's going to take a little bit more time to compile, and it's going to have to download external dependencies and so on and so forth, which aren't part of the package. So we got the same trusted security location message, and let's open it up. So compile that. So just building the application. All right, so that's successfully built, and fingers crossed it'll work this time. And it hasn't worked because of certificates. Let's just see if I can make this work. So this wasn't working because there wasn't an assigned security certificate. And there you go. And as you can see, it says it's not secure, but that's fine. It's an application nonetheless. And I'll just maximize this. And you can see the windows have changed and so on and so forth. And I've put an about page in, terms and condition page, also an emailing page. I've got a sign-in page here. And there you go, it's signed in. I've signed in as Douglas Adams, as you can see there. And we've got like a back-end admin screen. So we have the users. So I've got 2 standard users on there. Go back to the admin. Got a logs screen as well, so you can log anything that you need to log. And the various tables associated with this web application. I've also got this bonus thing, so you can actually download your data set if you wanted to. So it just extracts everything, puts it into a zip file. And that's very particular to this web template. So ScriptBot is code agnostic, so it doesn't care what code it's generating. As it happens, this is an ASP.NET core website with C#. It's using a zip file as its data storage. It's a very, very lightweight website. But I could just as easily change that and have SQL Server as the data store. I need to do more work with the ScriptBot Web. So at the moment, I'll just close this, maximize it. There is no way for the user to add diagrams. So you click on this and a diagram screen comes up, but this doesn't work at the moment. Also, the user can only select from 2 templates. I need to start creating templates which are very much user orientated. So have like beginner style templates and make them more complex. Ultimately, have a tool for the users to create their own templates. And of course, I'm getting ahead of myself. I would love to create a diagramming tool so it doesn't rely on Visio diagrams. So you have an internal diagram tool. I suspect that's the thing I'll be doing next out of this project because I think that will just have value on its own without ScriptBot. But having a diagrams tool and ScriptBot I think will be very, very powerful. All right, I've spoken enough already. I look forward to your feedback. You can add comments, you can message me, we can meet up sometime, and that would be fantastic. Speak to you soon.